When I met you in the summer,
I've been thinking about I'll show you what it feels like.
when I'm on the night, I feel so close to you right now.
I need your light, I need your time. When everything's wrong, you make it right. I feel so high, I come alive. I need to be free with you tonight. I need your love. I've been thinking about you. So I put my faith in something unknown. You're giving me such sweet
Waiting for the fire to light, feeling like we could do right. Be the one that makes tonight. 'Cause freedom is a lonely road. We're in control.
There's a power in what you do. Now every other day I've been watching you. Show me what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside. We did everything right. Now I'm on the outside.
I feel so close to you right now. It's a force field. There's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
It's now or never. Tomorrow's good, tonight is
Standing in the light till it's over, out of our minds. Someone had to draw a line. We'll be coming back for you one day. We'll be coming back for you one day. When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.
Super Bowl VIII, baby. Who's ready for it? Because Coach K is in the house, baby. Taking on a three-time champion, Michael. And Coach K is someone who made a Super Bowl before. We do not expect all of you guys to remember, all the shebang, all the league history. But all you need to know is that this is the 8th season officially on the records of the Coach K Football League. It started last year. We give away a $25 gift card, pays for online membership fees, a new controller, half off the new game, half off 2K, hell, even a Fortnite skin for all you care. We give it away for your service, the least we can do. We are here live in San Francisco. I am actually not going to call the game tonight. In terms of focusing, having fun myself, having a little snack, a little drink, whatever, I'm doing a small 5-minute pregame show. I'm going to hand it on over to a great commentary team, Brett Cott and Kyler Wiest. You know, his last name's not Wiest. I don't think it is, at least. But I call him Kyler. You know, his name is Wiest in the Discord. But these two guys are great people. They've been in my channel now for, for all we know, almost my entire YouTube, stint. Really 7+ years now on my channel. Kudos to them. Shout out to them. Anyone who wants to be in this franchise, the Discord link is in my YouTube bios always, and my YouTube video description, my YouTube live stream description. Join. There's only about 4 or 5 people now on the wait list. It's really hard to be in the league because we pretty much have like 28, 29 plus very active users. Only a few here and there for like personal reasons might leave, or family or work, or they're really just too busy. But besides that, it's a fantasy draft. 5 years this year. We're playing with 4 off seasons. That way we truly finish before the game is, quote, dead. But we are going to do lineup introductions. Before we do that, one more time, let's see how these two teams got there. The Chargers, a pretty comfortable wild card game, but after that, they did nothing but earn it. 3-time champion Mike, I believe a 5-time Super Bowl, 5-time Super Bowl appearance last year. But he did lose 2 last year. But I will say that a 3-2 record all time for Mike in Super Bowls. Coach K 0-1 as the Denver Broncos coach last year for 7 seasons. But, both of these were a fantasy draft. Now for this year, they had to earn it against Michael Penix and the Buffalo Bills. What a team that was. They barely won by 4 points. They won by 3 over to the, Pat Mahomes and the Breece Hall, and really a great offense in Pat Bateman and the Baltimore Ravens. Respect to the AFC for really making that a great show. But obviously the NFC was nothing but a good race as well. And, I think really those 2 divisional round games, 2 wildcard teams upsetting 2 teams who combined only had 3 losses on the year, the Giants and the Falcons. I think that statement alone, the first ever conference championship to be hosted by a wildcard in the Carolina Panthers, what a stance that was for the Panthers. Still something to be proud of. That is champ in my YouTube mutt streams. Respect to this league for how competitive it is and all that stuff. Just, we had some questionable draft strategies. That's how tough the draft was, because elite receivers and corners, a pass-first league in the NFL, CKFL for this matter, the Coach K football league. But, this league now going into its 8th year to be completed, 9th year coming up next season. But it's going to be a good Super Bowl matchup here between these 2 teams. Kind of a weird seeding there, 2 versus 6. These 2 teams, although their loss total is a 4-win margin, the thing I will say is that these 2 teams did meet in the regular season, and the score was a Dallas Cowboy victory by 17 points. And so we will see what obviously happens. It could have been game script, whatever, but we almost played a perfect game against him. We did get a Hail Mary lucky touchdown. So, but even when you factor in some luck or this went down your way, whatever, we still would have won the game even by 3 or 7. So at the end of the day, you talk about a 3-time champ versus no champ, Coach K in his own league. We know it's going to be a good game unless EA does some weird stuff, or I play that bad, or he plays that bad, or whatever, and stuff like that. But we are going to go over one last thing here, just because it is a Super Bowl. We do want to go ahead and do some playoff introductions. We appreciate everyone for being patient with us tonight, as we did plan for a 7 to 7:15 start. It ended up being a 7:30 start for the stream, and now the pregame for about 10-15 minutes. Before we pass over the announcers here, because my team is in the Super Bowl, I want to give them the shout out this year for this football team. What a job they've done. Be able to give me a Super Bowl here, first year as their coach. Jerry Jones, I know he's loving it in the sideline. I already have, 2 beers in, but we are ready tonight for the Super Bowl. Of course, we will start things off with the away team, unfortunately. And we will start it off with the Los Angeles Chargers. We're not even going to give any music, any cinematics stuff for Mike. Mike, you're already a 3-time champ. He's already saying some bullshit with his little stick drift tonight. Mike, we all have strict stick drift. You know it, bro, okay? Here we go. We're going to go to the lineup here, the depth chart for this Chargers team, okay? And let's go ahead and meet this Chargers team. And you know what, actually, we will give you some music, Mike. And here is the music you are going to get. Here they are, the Los Angeles Chargers. Quarterback Joe Milton from Tennessee, 1-year experience under center. He will be X Factor next year with quarterback upgrades. Devin A. Chan, Coach K needs to stop him tonight. 99 morale, 96 speed, but he did go, I believe, in round 2 in this league. He was a very early round pick, and rightfully so. George Pickens with a 91 speed, 6'3 frame. Cortland Sutton, Rashid Shaheed. 3 guys at receiver, not bad at all. Kyle Williams, if you will, the rookie at receiver 4. Tight end Mark Andrews from Oklahoma, 90 XL, 87 speed with, I believe, abilities. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe not. Wow, they nerfed him. Left tackle Orlando Brown from Oklahoma. Left tackle, left guard Osiris Torrance, a younger left guard, if you will. Center Garrett Bradbury. Right guard Tyler Booker, the rookie. First round pick for the Cowboys. Right tackle, Morgan Moses, the veteran. Left edge, Jalen Walker, 86 speed, 92 XL, high overall. Right edge, Byron Young as well, 92 speed off the edge. Defensive tackle, the veteran from Clemson, Grady Jarrett. Devon Wyatt, the DT. The Sam Oren Burks, the very fast, cheesy mutt player for the Ravens theme team. Nick Bolton, another fast, cheesy-ass player. What's new? It's Michael. 87 speed, Nick Bolton. The Will, another fast linebacker, Tyrell Dotson, 89 speed. The corners, you may say their strength. Trayvon Diggs, Sauce Gardner, first-round pick. Renardo Green with 99 morale, 90 speed. And the safeties, Harrison Smith, 1-year wonder, most likely 87 speed, the veteran from Notre Dame. Tyler Newbin, 87 speed, star dev safety. Kicking off, Nick Folk, 91 power, the 17th-year player from Arizona. Punting it tonight, he may not even have an appearance. Ryan Stonehouse from Colorado State. This team is, of course, managed and coached by Mike, the 3-time champion. And that will be it for the away lineup. And it is time for one of the year's best. We all know Coach K is a great coach. So we're not going to call it the biggest underdog story ever, but I will say from a team point of view, it was questionable where we would be without receivers that were notable. But here we go. Coach K. Give it up for Jalen Hurts at quarterback, baby. From Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts. First round pick. The running back at his side. 4th rounder from Tennessee in real life, Dylan Sampson. At wide receivers, we know they are a little bit lacking. It's the 11th year, full sprint from Oregon State, Brandon Cooks. Let's not forget his sidekick. He is a 4th year from Purdue, the 5'7" beast, Rondell Moore. Let's not forget the captain in the wide receiver room, the veteran who is a possession specialist, Jacoby Myers from NC State. Left tackle, team captain from Notre Dame, Joe Alt. Left guard, Peter Skoronski. We're going to skip him here. Center, Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin. Left guard, Peter, I believe it's Peter, right? Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Let's not forget what this team dealt with. They played great pass rush all playoffs. Brandon Coleman from TCU, the right guard. Let's not forget the right tackle, Amarius Mims from Georgia. The tight end, second round pick, over 140 yards in the conference championship game, Trey McBride from Colorado State. And the defense, we're going to go ahead and go over it very quickly for time reasons. The pass rush, Dallas Turner and rookie Jack Sawyer. The defensive tackle, I believe, Jervin Dexter Sr. from Florida. The veteran, the former Brown, the former Steeler, Larry Ogunjobi. The corners, Drew Phillips, Valentine, Carrington Valentine. He's also, I believe, in real life. Could be wrong, but in real life, Dallas Cowboy. Nickel corner, Chris Abrams-Drain. And is it Justin Whaley, the rookie, at fourth string dime and dollar corner? The linebackers, full sprint, one of the best to ever do it from BYU University, Fred Warner, the third round pick. Zach Bond at his side, who many moons ago, Zach Bond was from Wisconsin. Now a fifth-year player. Him and Warner are tag teaming tonight against Joe Milton and Devin A. Chan. Last but not least, we have the rookie, Nick Martin, who is an outside will linebacker. Cole Bishop and Tyreek Smith are holding this team down. Let's not forget in the secondary, Mitch Wishnowski, a whopping 6-year veteran from Utah. And the kicker, 99 power, tied NFL history, or he has NFL history, from over 67 yards from the preseason, Cam Little. I'm sorry. 1 year from Arkansas, 99 power. Watch out for Coach K to go out there and get that done. We apologize for this 15-minute pregame, but I think it was worth it. It is the Super Bowl after all. Have a little bit of respect. Anyway, this is it. The Super Bowl for Super Bowl VIII. We're going to hand it off to the commentating team. And Coach K is going to be actually in headphones all night. That way I can't hear the commentary team, because it has to run through, of course, my streaming software. So, I'll hear the commentating team through my software, but I'll have earbuds in. I won't hear them until the halftime interview. And obviously post-game interview. So here we go. Without further ado, here they are. Here they come. Let me go ahead and get the stream up in Discord. All right, here we go. Let me go to the audio here real quick. Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, they are there in the call. Hopefully someone can confirm in the lobby chat. We can hear them. Brett Cott and Kyler, if you want to introduce yourselves real quick to the stream before I let you guys take over fully.
Yeah, so I'm Brett. I play as the Titans in this league. I choked in the playoffs. I've been a fan of Matt watching his content since he had his old channel, Kennedy Nation 17. So I'm really one of the OGs. I'm happy I can be in the booth for this big Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah, similar to Brett, I was in the franchise last year, was able to go to 3 Super Bowls, win 2. I actually lost 1 to the current Super Bowl opponent of Matt, Michael. And very similarly to Brett, I also choked this year, going 16-1 and losing against Matthew Kennedy. So, it's great to be here, great to be in the booth. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Brett, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
I'm just saying we got a really good matchup today. I know you went over the lineups, Matt, but I guess a little pregame question. What are you looking for when you're playing Michael? What is going to be the one thing as a coach that you're going to try to limit in terms of his game plan?
We got to stop Devin Acham, those outside runs. I know he likes some of those close flex formations and he goes out or he has a shotgun handoff to his side. And what he'll do is he'll do those outside runs. So, we already told Warner and Bond they'll be ready for it tonight. Just try to shoot those gaps, more of those C gaps, obviously, than the A gap. We just got to do our best to just stop him getting to the outside. We're going to watch Mark Andrews tonight. I know Mike loves his tight ends. So if he beats me tonight, let's hope it wasn't from Andrews and Devin Acham to the outside. That's all I got for you guys tonight.
Absolutely. We'll be keeping eyes on that in the booth. We wish you good luck in this game.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And before I pass it off completely here, I'm going to tell Mike now to click in the game. But I believe that you guys have... let me see. You guys should be able to see it now. Okay. The stream should see it, that is. The YouTube stream should be able to see the game. And then... So, yep, click.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he clicked.
Yep, me and Brett.
We are watching off of his Twitch. Yep.
And the last thing I'll say of the stream is we are having it where you see the POV perspective from my opponent. It's just the way it has to be for the stream audio and the visual to line up. So everything you guys will be seeing tonight will be pretty much not from my screen. Enjoy the game. And now you guys have full, full commentary team coverage. YouTube, Enjoy it. Go ahead.
Yep, like you said, good luck to both of these teams here, Michael and Matt. Hopefully the audio is synced up correctly. We're both synced up, but hopefully it's good to go on the YouTube end, so fingers crossed there.
Yeah, if we're calling a play and the audio is a bit ahead, let us know in the chat.
Yeah, we can try to fix it.
So I can try to fix that on the fly. Let's do a little pregame pick'em here between these two teams because I think it's a really even matchup where the Chargers have had more success in the postseason in Super Bowls. They've won Super Bowls. Matt Kennedy has not won a Super Bowl last year. But for these two teams head to head, there's just something that Matt does that doesn't sit right with Michael that makes him a bit uncomfortable. So it's really a toss-up for me. I'm going to go with the Chargers. What do you got here?
Yeah, like you were mentioning, not trying to get off topic, but Matt has been in big games. He hasn't been in a ton of Super Bowls and franchise, but he's always in big MUT games. So he's very used to switch sticking and what the meta is as far as MUT goes. And I think he's able to translate that over to franchise and give Michael problems like he did last year. He actually beat Michael in the playoffs to end up going to the Super Bowl, losing to me, of course. But yeah, I'm going to... You know what? I'll be different. I'm going to go with Matt here, but I honestly think this is an even game. Like you said, Michael is a little bit more explosive. Matt's better at clock management, but I really think this should be a good game here. Hopefully it's pretty even.
Yeah, absolutely. Dallas was they struggled a bit in the regular season. Here's a nice return. Oh my God, these uniforms they should pause.
Just about to mention,
they
this
should
could have been a worse choice.
Please quit out of this game.
Oh, goodness.
How do we...
You know, if they're not going to quit out, we can roll with it. Geez. Okay. I think they're just going to go here.
Yeah, we
So
got dark on dark here between Hertz and Michael. Surely this will cause no controversy. Hertz is going to go play action here. He'll check it down to Sampson. If there's one thing about Matt Kennedy, he's always willing to take the check down. He's never really going to force the ball into many bad situations. Doesn't really turn the football over that much, and that pays huge dividends here in these big games.
yeah, Matt is definitely willing to take the check down. Doesn't force too many bad passes, and if nothing's there, he has the ability to scramble with X Factor Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Hertz is going to hit it up the seam. It's his wide receiver 31-year-old Brandon Cooks, almost irrelevant IRL, but in the CKFL league, one of the best receivers for this Super Bowl team in the Cowboys. Hertz now
Absolutely.
in single back, 1st and 10 once more. He'll hand it off. It's a stretch. Dylan Sampson, room to run, stop and go action. Sampson picks up the first.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great sort of stop and go. Going back to Brandon Cooks, I believe he was traded for mid-season for like a third-round
Yes.
pick. So pretty good
Yes.
value to be one of the Super Bowl receivers.
Hertz fires to the outside. Cooks again. Another first down, 2 catches for 35 yards here. Cooks already on pace to get over 100 yards today, and Matt Kennedy's going to need it if he wants to win this game. He comes out in trips tight end here, now in the red zone on the Chargers' 19-yard line. Hertz back to pass. He's going to scramble to the right-hand side. Michael switch sticks, but Matt fires to Sampson. The first touchdown of the Super Bowl. Touchdown, Dallas. This rookie running back, Dylan Sampson, he can run and he can catch. He gets in for the opening score.
Yeah, and I don't want to, bring the mood down after that great start by Matt there, but people are saying that the scoreboard is cut off, maybe for the YouTube stream. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm not sure if you're able to check on your end how the YouTube stream looks.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, the scoreboard at the bottom. I don't necessarily know how we get a hold of Matt, but we'll
We
I'll
can
try to
keep giving updates as far as the
I'll
score
try to
and
keep
time goes.
tabs, and I'll try to keep tabs, and when we talk to Matt at halftime, we'll try to get that fixed. But there's 4:31 to go here in the first quarter. We have Excel clock in the franchise, and we see a pause here on Michael's end.
Yeah, I think we're kind of too deep into the game now. Hopefully it won't be that big of a deal. Maybe we'll be able to sort it out at halftime. But if not, like we said, we can give sort of quick updates, especially towards the end of the game when the clock will matter more.
Yeah, I just notified Matt Kennedy of the scoreboard.
Hey
issue.
guys, I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So sorry for the people watching at home right now for the Super Bowl for the discontinuity of the professionalism here, but I will say, in between the score and the extra point, I didn't really think it would matter if I listened to the audio just to check in and like, hey, like, is everything going okay? And the first thing I heard was, yeah, I don't know, something about the YouTube, we could fix it. And I was like, oh shit, is something wrong? Because like the last thing I want to have happen is we play a full game and it could have been fixed. So you're saying the scoreboard is too low. That's it.
Correct.
But what about the
I
audio?
believe so.
What about the audio sync up? Are there any complaints about like, hey, you're way too ahead?
I haven't heard any complaints about the audio. I think it's just the visual.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What
And
we
the uniforms. I don't know why
right,
you guys both
I know what we
chose
can
dark
do.
Uniforms, but
All right, so I know what we can do. I won't watch his Twitch stream in full screen. It still shows the footage. It might not be in full screen, but like the Twitch stream's not in full screen, but you can still see the game, and that's really all that matters. I mean, I'd rather have like.
Are you able to zoom a little bit just so there's not too much other background noise going on?
You're right. You're right. I can zoom a little bit more. I think. Oh wait.
I don't know if you can do something on
Oh wait, what?
on the way you use for your
can't?
YouTube live streams.
yeah.
It's inverted. So weird. Yeah, this actually might be perfect, like what I just did. Now you guys. So can someone test
You can
it?
keep going.
Keep going a little bit more.
Maybe like one more.
It's probably the best I can do, dude.
I think, does that look fine, Brett? I'm looking at it. It looks pretty full for the most part.
I mean, that's
I'm
probably
not sure what much.
that's probably the best.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
That's
right.
more than fine.
All right.
What you have
We're
it
good.
as.
All right, we're good, guys. All right. So now I'm gonna go back to my headphones here. All right. Yep. Good luck, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Sorry.
Little,
Sorry to
a little
be,
bump in the road to start, but no problem. Good thing we addressed it early.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson to score the touchdown. A quick 7-0 lead for Matt and the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's big for the rookie running back. IRL for the Cleveland Browns. He had a good start to his year. Now he's kind of relegated behind Quinshon Judkins in that Browns system. But in this league, a rookie running back, he's getting the start here for Matt Kennedy all year long. He's done a lot to get Matt to where he is. He gets him on the board first. Now Milton and the Chargers trying to respond. Milton is going to scramble. And wow, Milton takes a huge hit. You got to be careful there. That ball can pop out. It doesn't there. But Michael is already testing his luck. Milton comes out, 2nd and 6. He's back to pass again. Fires over the middle. It's George Pickens with room to run into Cowboy territory. A nice grab there by Pickens to pick up the first. And you can already see how this game changes. Michael's now going no huddle. He gets no fumble on that Milton scramble. And now Michael's driving. He feels like he got a bit of momentum from that Pickens catch. Milton back to pass once more. He fires. It's Andrews picking up another first down over the middle.
Yeah, and as you were alluding to earlier, if you're not able to take advantage of the few mistakes that Michael's going to make, it's going to be a rough day at the office. We know Michael has the most explosive offense in the league, so this is going to be tough if you're not able to capitalize on, like I said, his very few mistakes.
Yeah. Here we see Michael motioning the receiver across the formation. Milton firing once again deep down the middle. Andrews, wow. He
Incomplete.
drops that
Wow.
one. That's a brutal drop. It feels like Andrews has to hang on to that one. Andrews is a bit slow with the benefit that he can haul in those tough grabs. He doesn't get that there.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what abilities he has, but he is superstar, so
He'll hit Andrews
goes right
once
back to
again.
him.
And Andrews inside the 10. A bit of a burst there from Andrews. That's a good read there from Michael. Just not firing the ball into harm, taking the check down, and Andrews making a play to get Milton inside the 10. Michael trying to respond. Milton back to pass. He'll hit A-Chain. Nice tackle there by Dallas. It's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and if you know anything about Matt from his mud streams, he likes to keep those zone drops, especially for his flats, usually pretty deep. So he was able to hit Andrews for the big gain, but then he comes back. He might have made an adjustment to tackle A-Chain quickly.
Oh, high ball there from Milton. Incomplete. Trying to go to Cortland Sutton. That's the risk. High balls are a bit nerfed this year compared to last year. So Michael is going to have to come up big here on 3rd down and goal to try to knot this score late in the first quarter.
Yeah, Joe Milton, 99 throw power. I'm not sure if he put a little too much zip on that one, but incomplete. He's going to have to try to capitalize on 3rd and goal here.
You see what Michael draws up here. He's got that angle route as a bit of a fail-safe. He fires the end zone. Another
Complete again.
overthrow from Milton. Wow, 2 unbelievably brutal overthrows. And Michael, after going back and forth, it seems like he's going to take his field goal, which I'm unbelievably surprised by because Michael is never the kind of player to play pretty conservative. I thought for sure he was going to go for that.
Yeah, I believe this is the correct decision, at least from my point of view. 4th and goal from the 8 against Matt's great red zone defense. But like you said, for Michael, it is surprising. So we're going to see if that comes back to bite him later.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for Michael, there's not much he could have done there. He's making the right reads, and his quarterback just missed the throws. And Milton's only going to get better and he's only going to make those throws more. But that's just the state of Madden and this franchise this year on Sim. We see quarterbacks sailing passes. Even the best do it. Lamar was doing it in his playoff game for me. So sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You kind of have to overcome that. We'll see if Michael can get a stop here. He's got Hurts on 2nd and 9. Hurts is going to fire, and that could have been picked off. It's just batted away. I believe that's his edge rusher, Walker, in coverage.
That was Jalen Walker who dropped back into coverage. Going back to last year, Michael is not afraid to drop edge rushers into zone. He gives you a lot of different looks. Just as I say that, oh my goodness.
The user for Michael comes up big. Chargers get a stop. Nick Bolton, the interceptions leader in the CKFL this year. And just like that, the game has changed. Milton gonna run around to the right. He's got to throw this ball away. He does. 2nd and 10. Wow, what a play there by this Charger defense.
Yeah, and going back to the end of Michael's last possession, could those back-to-back overthrows, those sailed passes, could that be hurting his confidence a little in what he decides to throw more downfield into coverage? It's going to be tough to tell.
I don't think he's got, as he hits Andrews there on the flat, Andrews gets a favorable animation while being tackled. He's able to pick up the first. I don't think I don't think his confidence is rattled. He's been in these big games so often, and he's been there, done that. He's already won Super Bowls. He's won AFC titles. So it's just another day at the office for Michael is here. He fires across Milton.
Cross body throw.
Yeah, you could argue that throw needs to be made, but it's also across his body. So 2nd and goal, Michael's going to have to reset. He's going to drop back to pass here. Milton, you see that QB spy, and it pays dividends there. Milton could have scrambled that one in. Matt set up the QB spy, and once again, this Dallas red zone defense is trying to get a stop.
I was just about to say, Matt's red zone defense, every single man just seems to improve more and more, and it's on display right here.
And I think Michael is kind of like, you have DeBlon A-Chain. It's 1st and goal from the 4. You need to give him a handoff or two. Like, passing all 3 downs, it might work.
He kind of already committed to the pass this drive, though. He's kind of already too deep.
Yeah, I know. Now that it's 3rd down, obviously he has to pass. But here, Milton is back to pass. He's got that quick out, and he's out of bounds. He doesn't get the 2 feet down.
Can that be reviewed?
He can't challenge the play, and it's going to be 4th down. He tried going to that quick out. Is he kicking it? I didn't see.
Oh,
I feel like
we're
from
both going to be. He is going for it.
Milton, 4th and goal, shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Milton fires, and that's going to be a touchdown. The Chargers,
great throw by Joe Milton.
4th down, take the lead. Their first lead in the Super Bowl at the end of the first quarter. What pocket presence there by Michael to just stand tall, go through his progressions. He sees in the deep right corner of the end zone, his guy on that in route is open. Milton fires. It was not overthrown. He's able to convert that for 6. A huge 4th down play early in this one.
Yeah, and I don't think Matt can complain too much. Milton sailed a couple his first drive where he ended up kicking a field goal. It was his own fault on the user pick from Michael. And then once again, that out route that didn't count. And then a play later, he ends up scoring. I think 10-7 is a fair score based on, I think Michael's unluckiness a little bit so far.
I mean, it should be 14-7 if we're being honest.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's kind of fortunate that it's only 10-7, but Matt, this is a big drive. He needs to respond. He got up 7-0 early in this game. And then he allows a field goal, turns the ball over on a good play by his user, but still a read that Matt doesn't really make. So Matt then gives up the touchdown. He's got to respond here. So we'll see if he can. He hits Sampson a couple of checkdowns to start out this drive. Working out for Matt. This is what we need to see Matt Kennedy get back to. Hitting his checkdowns. Sampson is the key early in this one. 2nd and inches. We'll see if it's play action. No, he goes with the run to Akins.
Enough for the first.
he's loved that fullback dive to Akins. That's won him a couple games this year.
Yeah, very
Kind of a
predictable, but
read.
also very hard to stop, even when you know it's coming.
Absolutely. Hurts getting involved with his legs. He's going to run for the first and he's going to have it.
Good decision. Just to tuck it and run. Yeah, like you were talking about earlier with Michael's user and Nick Bolton leading the league in interceptions. That was an uncharacteristic pass by Matt, and I believe Michael gets the ball to start the third quarter. So Matt has to get
Yes.
going and try to put 7 on the board here.
Yeah, that's why I was saying this drive by Dallas is so important. Matt needs to come away with a touchdown because if he can only get a field goal, yeah, it's 10-10. Yeah, the game is tied. But you give the Chargers the opportunity to double dip, and just like that, you might be down 14 points. So Matt really needs to get a touchdown here as Sampson animates over the pile to pick up the first. And you have to wonder, is Matt Kennedy thinking about this clock here, or is he just trying to score?
I think there's too much time left on the clock. Michael's going to get a chance regardless, and we know how quick Michael can score. So I think he's doing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh man, Matt Kennedy, you can't throw that pass. It's picked off by Tyler Nubin up
Just
past
an
the
unforced
30.
error.
That is
Oh.
a critical error by Matt Kennedy. And just like that,
I just didn't see any world where that was completed. I don't know what he thought was there.
I mean, it's double covered. It was double coverage. I don't know what, as we see A-Chain get the ball here for 4 out of that little split T formation in this Chargers playbook.
Yeah, I was going to say Michael was going to have a chance regardless, even if Matt did end up chewing a little bit of the clock if he were to score there. But now the tables have sort of turned. Michael gets the ball to start the third, but he might be able to chew the rest of this quarter and put points on the board again.
Yeah, he has to be worried about this clock as he hits A-Chain deep down the field. A-Chain breaking tackles, almost gets to the 30. We see Matt Kennedy call that timeout. Smart decision by Coach K. But now if you're Michael, you got to be content with running the ball a couple times. You know you can score on one play in the pass. He's done it many times this year. But you have to worry about this clock. You don't want to give Matt Kennedy too much time. Yeah, he lost 3 yards there with A-Chain. That's a bad run results-wise, but it forces the timeout out of Dallas. You want to score with a minute or less left on the clock, and even a minute, you're giving Matt so much time to get the field goal range. So we're going to see how Michael can handle this, as he's got that crosser to Pickens for the first. He had 2 crossers on that play that were wide open. I thought
there's one underneath that was even more open.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hit that, and honestly, that could have went even further. But it's still a first down for Michael. He hands off to A-Chain. A-Chain, kind of a weird tackle there. It feels like
only a gain of 1. And I think the one thing, one of the things we didn't mention is maybe a reason Michael isn't running as much is Matt has a great run defense. So he might be scared to run a little, and he's more confident in his pass. I totally get that here in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Milton looking long. He's going to throw this out of bounds. Grounding will be called. And that's going to set up 3rd and forever for the Chargers. We have an injury as well.
No.
We'll try to get word on who is injured. Is that an impact player for either of these teams, or is it just like an offensive lineman scrub? Obviously, this is franchise. Depth does matter for both of these teams. Depth is a big part of team building. You can't just rely on a couple guys. We see the big characters for the Chargers out there, Milton, A-Chain. So Milton's going to be back to pass here on 3rd down. He's going to hit that crosser to Shaheed, and Rashid Shaheed with his speed. 1st and goal for LA.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those cases where Matt's going to get the ball back regardless. If you're the Chargers, if you can chew a little clock, great. But at this point, just try to get in the end zone. Don't risk getting stuffed or anything like that. Whatever's going to get you in the end zone.
Absolutely, but we got to talk about that. Like, how do you give that up if you're Dallas? That is a must-stop down, or at least force a 4th down decision from Michael. He's got Andrews wide open. Milton sails another throw. Or is he trying to highball that to Andrews? And
yeah, the highball wouldn't have been necessary there. The motion was actually open originally, but the route, it was to go back in. I think he got scared of that going back in and went to Andrews. We have a flag on the play.
Offsides here. It's a free play. Milton is absolutely hammered. Yeah, we see offside flags like that every once in a while in Madden. It's always really weird. It's always just kind of like unlucky. Like there's nothing that Dallas can do to like prevent that.
Yeah, there's not much user error when it comes to offsides in this game.
Yeah, Milton, 2nd and goal. We get a little option, hands off,
Great
A-Chain, touchdown, LA, and they have a 10-point lead. Wow, look at this kick meter. I've never seen this.
Yeah, I have not either.
The kicker effects. He boots it through, but Milton, it seems like Milton's got an injury. Obviously, this is the Super Bowl. Milton is staying in this game no matter what, as he's got Stonehouse to kick this one away. Matt Kennedy, you can't just think about a field goal here. You have to get 6 on the board. You have to go into halftime, 17-14. The Chargers get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. You're going to need to get a stop, but it's absolutely imperative that you make it a 3-point game instead of a 7-point game. If it's a 7-point game, you need 2 stops, and that makes it even harder as Hurts hits
I think that was Trey McBride. Trey McBride. And as you were talking about, I know it's a big game. I know it's the Super Bowl. Michael is in the driver's seat, but you have plenty of time here left in the 2nd quarter.
Sampson, can he take it to the crib? Dylan Sampson, he celebrates. He falls down. This is one of those. Okay.
I think that's the incorrect decision. Michael has all 3 of his timeouts left. He's going to get the ball back, and his offense is so explosive. I say just score and take the guaranteed points.
I mean, we'll see if Matt's gamble pays off. Ideally, you want to get stopped, actually. You want to force another timeout. So that's good for Matt.
I'm not a fan of this. Michael is going to have plenty of time in Madden to score. Yeah. Even if he doesn't have his timeouts, he'll have like, what, a minute 15? It's plenty of time. I would have just taken the points there.
We just got to say, as he hands off to Akins there on that dive, he tries going back to that. He's gotten touchdowns from that fullback dive. He doesn't get one there. 3rd down and goal. Now all this pressure is on Matt.
Yeah, this is what I was referencing. This is a tough spot here against Michael's front 7.
It's like, was it worth it to get those timeouts off the clock as Sampson breaks 2 times? He gets
a lucky animation, but Matt's gamble does pay off. Wow.
Yeah, that is really lucky for Dallas, and it's lucky for the viewers. He was
for sure there on the edge.
Come on, if Dallas didn't score there, then we would have lost some viewership on this game. So this is good. The league is scripted. That's good for content. As we see Trevon Diggs, that could be a big injury in this LA secondary. But
settle returns and Michael's on offense should be okay.
What I like about that drive by Matt was giving Sampson that run, because you're in a position the Chargers are probably pass committing. I would assume that was a pass commit by Michael.
I would have as well.
When you pass commit, it makes your run defense unbelievably poor. Like, it's so easy to just get space and take a run to the house. And that's basically what Sampson did, barring him falling down. But he falls down. The Chargers use all of their timeouts. It puts some pressure on Michael. And now if you're Matt, can you get a takeaway on this drive? With Josh Dobbs in the game for LA, Joe Milton not in this game as Dobbs. What a ball to Cortland Sutton deep down the sideline. The backup QB making throws for the Chargers.
Yeah, Joe Milton, Josh Dobbs is coming in and making big-time throws in the Super Bowl here.
Heck yeah, this is why depth matters. Dobbs, I guess, is that guy. As he hands off here, it's A-Chain. And A-Chain has a run to the outside, has room to get 15 yards. A-Chain's best run of the day, uses that spin move. So elusive, picks up a couple extra yards. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 30. Look at that. It only took Michael 20 seconds to get all the way here. He hits that crosser. That was a dangerous throw by Dobbs.
And this is kind of what I was referencing earlier. Michael has plenty of time here. He's not going to run out of time. And in Madden, it's just so easy to get upfield, especially this Madden. So he does get tackled out of bounds here. The clock will stop. So 3rd and 1 coming up. I think his whole playbook's at his disposal here. Whatever he thinks is going to give him the best chance of picking up the 1st down.
Absolutely. I think, though, with this Dallas run defense, you see Michael put it in the air more times than not. He hits Andrews on that crosser. Andrews down to the 5. LA's got to hurry back up to the line here. And now it's like I'm okay with not snapping this ball right away. I'd snap it with like 18
Oh,
seconds left. He
I do
goes in a
not. The
spike.
spike
I
ball,
don't.
I do not like that. I don't
Yeah,
understand that.
I don't like that either. I
Worst
think
case
you want to
scenario, he could have just done the same play, and if it wasn't there, just thrown it away. I don't think it was that big of a deal, but
exactly,
now you lose a down
exactly.
guaranteed there.
Yeah, and Michael's a good enough player to where he very well still can score in the two downs. But with
Oh yeah,
Josh
I know
Dobbs,
he's
your
confident.
backup, you can get an overthrow here as he hits that slant for the
That is sick.
touchdown. George Pickens again for LA. Brutal drive defensively for Dallas, and that is a crusher.
Oh, 13 seconds left. You know, when I was playing Matt a couple rounds ago, he had 13 seconds as well, albeit a couple timeouts, but he was able to get upfield quickly from a great playmaker. So we'll see if he has anything in his back pocket to maybe get in field goal range. It's going to have to be out of bounds.
Yeah. And what I like about Michael, you kick it just short. So the user has to make a choice. They
Yep.
return it and burn a couple seconds off the clock, or you
Or
let
at
it
20.
you let it go and it's at the 20 and you're in bad field position. As Hurts is going to get sacked there. This half
That
is
will end the
over.
half.
Jalen Walker has that pass deflection earlier in the half. Now he gets on the board with a sack. He's got superstar and he's playing like it today. The Chargers up 10
Jeez.
and getting the ball to start the third quarter. It is not looking good for Dallas. We're going to see if we can get these coaches in here for halftime interviews after this
Yeah,
kickoff here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, and I was feeling so good about my Dallas Cowboys winner prediction when the game started. Matt scored early a touchdown drive, and he was able to hold Michael to 3 points, but things really got off the rails quickly here.
Yeah. And
He will
we should
pause
see-
here.
I'm back, boys. Halftime.
What's
Oh,
up?
goodness. Are we waiting for Michael?
Probably we can get Michael in the booth if he wants to.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
we can ask Matt a question. In the meantime, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah, I'll ask Matt, and you can ask
Michael, yeah, just a couple quick
question.
questions. We'll resume the game shortly.
Yeah, so obviously a pretty rough first half, a couple of bad reads. Now you're kind of in a hole where the Chargers are going to get this ball to start the third quarter. What can you do to generate a few takeaways? Because that's kind of what you're banking on at this point to win this game. What adjustments are you going to make defensively to try to get a takeaway?
Probably play more underneath coverage. Just try to generate more pressure, more blitzes. Keep the hit sticks up. Team hit hard all half. Jack Sawyer out hit himself out for the game. Had a great hit there on 28 Achan, but it's us guys down by 10. We're in a hole, but I've been in a hole my whole life, man. I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. If anyone's going to come back, it's you. So good luck in the second half. We'll get Michael in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to join. We can check shortly here. If not, it's not a big deal. We will have questions after the game regardless with both players, I assume. So
Yeah.
and here is Michael. Michael, we just asked Matt a question. Are you able to take a question before you guys resume here for the second half?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Matt actually started off the game great, and he was able to hold you to 3 for a 7-3 deficit for you to start, but you're able to get the user, you were able to get back in the driver's seat. You see yourself up 24-14 at half. I know you're a pass-happy, explosive offense. Do you plan on doing the same in the second half, or do you kind of plan on controlling the clock and just trusting your defense to sort of chew the game out?
Well, I think the main strategy here is just not letting Matt get down the field again. Okay. So, I'm just going to try to get a touchdown this drive. That is the goal for every drive. As long as it's not like 3rd down and 5, like 3rd down and goal, I won't have to worry about throwing a touchdown in. But I got to get I have to get like a long touchdown throw because I don't want to be in the goal line situation. Okay. Because I'm most likely going to have to kick a field goal then. So all I'm trying to do is just get down the field and get a big play to Shahid and probably get another touchdown. If not, we'll see what Achan can do. But all I'm trying to say is I'm trying to get another touchdown here, and I'll trust my defense to chew the clock from there.
Yep, and a quick follow-up question before we resume to the third quarter here. Joe Milton has had a few sailed passes, a few overthrows. Are you worried about that, or do you have the confidence in him to continue making passes?
So I was just talking to him earlier. He had a little injury. We had to patch it up really quick. He's back in the game now again, so he'll be able to resume. Those overthrows, it was tricky overthrows. But he did do a good throw to Pickens for that touchdown. We have Josh
Yep.
Dobbs in. He helped us out get that touchdown. But I think Milton, it's just, it's his first Super Bowl appearance. It's very rough out here. Jalen Hurts can't do a tush push, so that's why he has only 87 yards right now. But either way,
Oh, okay.
Milton's gonna start throwing some bombs right now, and he's gonna win the game with his 99 throw power.
Okay. There, you had to hear first. Michael plans on scoring a touchdown. I think that's a great philosophy to start the third quarter, but I think that's going to do it for our opponents as they get back to the game and resume the second half.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest here. I think Michael's talking out his behind, so to speak, when he's talking about Jalen Hurts and the tush push, but that's a conversation for a different day. We have a great second half of football. I know Matt's in a bad spot right here, but with all his experience in franchise and MUT, I do have confidence he will be able to make this a game. So we'll see what happens.
Like he said in his interview, we're going to look for him to dial up some blitzes. So
Yeah.
we'll see if he can get some pressure here on this backup QB in Dobbs or in Millen if he can come back in this game. He's going to hand off to A-Chain. A-Chain with his electric speed pushes it to the outside. First down there for Devon A-Chain. It looks like more of the same as we start this third quarter.
Yeah, if I would try to get A-Chain in space, whether it's a pass at a sideline or a stretch or something like that, and just utilize his speed. And Michael has a great stick, and he's combining that with some spins and jukes, so it's really tough to defend with 96 speed.
Absolutely. As we see, he's got a deep crosser there. It's caught. Shaheed, another big catch here for the Chargers. You see what Michael does on these plays. He's always got Andrews. He dials up a zig just in case if it's man coverage. He's got a quick out. He's usually got some kind of crossing pattern going on deeper.
Yeah.
So whether it's man or zone, there's always something here for this play to exploit. As we see another handoff to A-Chain. You see, it really doesn't. It's A-Chain hurdles, flies over the defenders. It really doesn't matter whether it's an inside handoff or an outside
Yeah, I think
handoff.
you're right, honestly.
A-Chain is just so fast that he can demonstrate speed. A-Chain out of the game here, though, on the 2nd and 2. Hopefully he's not injured. Dobbs will just hit that check down here to Pierce. I think that's Damian Pierce.
Yeah, and he's able to hold on to the ball, actually.
Yeah, doesn't really matter. No gain. I guess it chews some clock with it being a completion, but net neutral here for the Chargers is he sets up a 3rd and 2, which this is a big play. Make Michael hit that read to Shaheed. Once again, another big play for Shaheed on this crosser. Matt Kennedy needs to get a stop. If he gets an incompletion there, it's 4th and 2. You force the Chargers into a decision. Now it's just first down, and it's inside the 15. They're smooth sailing. A 17-point lead here for the Chargers would almost feel insurmountable as he hits A-Chain there to that toss to the side. He gets 5, actually 6. A-Chain just so fast.
Yeah, and Matt was saying at halftime he plans on dialing up blitzes, but he also said playing underneath. And I know Michael runs some zigs and some drags and some flats with the running back, but I have to disagree. He seems to be beating Matt with these hooks are playing too far underneath, and he's able to beat him over the middle of the field. And these are just wide open completions every single time.
Yeah, I think Matt, if he wanted to look at some film, I mean, he beat Michael in the regular season. There's another touchdown for the Chargers. Andrews, you see Matt, he talks all the time. You got to stop Michael's tight end. You got to stop Andrews. Matt Kennedy has not heeded his own advice today. Andrews there hauls in another ball and gets the Chargers up by 17.
Yeah, the way that Matt's zone drops are working, the combination of the flats and hooks with Michael's route combinations, I'm going to be honest, I think Matt does have to dial up some crazy exotic blitzes in man. I think he has to play man coverage. I don't think zone is working at all this game.
Yeah, when I played Michael and beat him in the regular season, it was a primarily man coverage focused game. I feel like that forces Michael into the toughest situations. But Michael has done well against man coverage today, so he's really had a tough time. Matt has had a tough time just getting a stop. Like, he hasn't gotten a stop. The Chargers have had 5 drives, 4 touchdowns, and a field goal. And honestly, it should have been 5
Should have been 5.
touchdowns
Yeah. And
because
we're already halfway through this third quarter. Matt is down 3 possessions, 17 points. I don't want him to force the ball kind of like that, but he has to get moving, especially with how his defense is performing against Michael. There's not going to be a lot of time left to spare if he wants to make this a game.
yeah, he's got to get down the field quickly. We see what Michael's doing here to limit Trey McBride. He mans Trey McBride up, and then
covering
he's
his
got
best
his
target.
user. I mean, we're seeing it's going to be Brandon Cooks. That's his first catch in what feels like forever. This is going to be a game that the Cowboy receivers are going to need to step up in. And it's a position that's been criticized all year long for this Cowboy team. But in the biggest moments, it's like, is Brandon Cooks going to be able to step up? As we see a big crosser there that's picked. Tyler Nubin.
Oh, and you just hate to see it. I don't want to toot Michael's horn, but the way he's playing defense, he's coming out in zone, but then he's manning up Trey McBride. He's taking away Matt's best option, sort of like how Bill Belichick used to take away the opponent's best option. And Matt just has no answer. He's forcing the ball with a low throw power Jalen Hurts, and Michael just has him locked up so far. This is going to be tough to come back from.
Yeah, I mean, down 3 possessions without having the football. It's not looking good for Dallas. The Chargers could technically chew the clock if they wanted to. He's wide open. Cortland Sutton.
Oh, no.
A touchdown. Absolute blown coverage there. He tried dialing up that strong safety blitz. But as always with cover 2, that deep section down the middle of the field was wide open, and Cortland Sutton was there to exploit it. It literally doesn't matter what Matt is calling up. Michael has had an answer today, 38-14. It's ugly here in San Francisco for the Super Bowl. We'll see if Dallas has one last miracle comeback left in them for this season. They've had plenty of comebacks in the regular season if you've been watching. When they played the Panthers, I think it was Champ was up 3 possessions or 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, and Matt was able to come back from that. When Matt played the New York Football Jets, he was able to score on the last play of the game, get it to overtime. He was able to win in overtime. A large reason why Matt made the playoffs was because he had these clutch comebacks late in games. He's going to have his biggest test here today against Michael. Down 24 points, 3 possessions. He needs 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions. So you see the press coverage that Michael's doing. He needs his receiver on the outside to win. I would just put him on a street. You need to take a chance. Like, these checkdowns are cool and all, but
the problem is when you play press coverage, you should be able to exploit that if you're the offense. The problem is Matt doesn't have the best of receivers. So if he's locking up Trey McBride, these slower, older receivers, they're just not creating much separation. Matt can't find a target. He's staying in the pocket, and then the pressure's coming off the edge, and he has to get rid of it quick. That's been a couple of these mistakes, a couple of these interceptions, and this is going to be tough to come back from. I don't want to say insurmountable, but it's almost looking like it.
Yeah, with 8 minutes to go here, and Michael can really throw on shoe clock whenever he wants, unless Matt scores.
His linebacker looks glitched out. Yeah, I was just about to say his linebacker was glitched out on Matt's side of the field. That's going to be an offsides, but it shouldn't be too. Yeah,
that helps. 5 yards. I mean, you'll take what you can get.
Yeah, now it's a new ball game. 5 yards.
I mean, wow, what a throw by Jalen Hurts to get it to Sampson. That's unbelievable that he caught that pass. Like, now, here's the problem for Matt. You've gone your whole season going off play action and the run game, and it's like you see the blitz. Like, nobody's expecting you to hand that football off. The game script is just not in the favor of this Cowboys team, and he's been able to overcome it in the past. Like, we've mentioned the comeback wins, but it's just so many points that he has to make up, and not only get the points, but he has to get the stops too. And it does not seem like he's been getting them. As wow, what a ball there by Hurts. That's a start. Trey McBride on the board, exploits that cover 3.
Yeah, and if you're
down the
Matt, you have to go
seam.
for 2 here.
For anyone that watches Matt Kennedy's MUT streams or franchise streams, the Coach K slants, a Matt Kennedy special, it pays off for him there. He needs this conversion to cut the deficit to 16, make it a 2-score game. We'll see what Matt dials up here. Hurts, back to pass. He's got McBride again. A 16-point game.
It is a 2-possession game.
Yes, Michael cannot chew clock with it being a 2-score game. But with 7 minutes left, still a lot to overcome here for Dallas.
Yeah, and even if he can't chew clock, he's just kind of naturally chewing clock because Matt's is letting him go right up the field and burn like a few minutes every single drive. So he really has to get a stop in Michael's own territory. This is going to be tough to do. I know that blitz didn't work last time. He had a wide open touchdown, but he has to keep sending pressure. He can't let his quarterback have time in the pocket.
As we see A-Chain back in the game now. We saw a bit of Dameon Pierce on that last drive as well. Yeah, it's definitely, you don't just need to stop. I feel like you need a takeaway if you're Dallas.
You're going to need a couple lucky breaks to go your way. You are correct.
But A-Chain, it's not going to come there. A-Chain almost took that one to the crib. He's tackled at the 50, almost in Dallas territory. And looking at this game, a field goal once again makes it a 3-score game. It would make it a 19-point affair.
Yeah.
So, Matt,
dare I say a field goal would win the game almost guaranteed at this point. 3 possessions, 4th quarter. I think a field goal would end this.
It would take a disastrous choke. So if you're Matt, these next 10 yards, you need to get a stop.
Crucial.
At this point, you cannot let the Chargers drive down the field anymore. Whatever you have in your bag, Matt Kennedy, you need to take it out of your bag right now. You need to get a stop. A-Chain tries going opposite the run. I don't know why Michael was
I thought he had a hole there. One thing Matt does have going for him is Michael's kicker. It's Nick Folk. He's like 40 years old, only 91 kick power. He has a little bit to go to get in the field goal range. So like you said, he does have to stop him right here on this down.
Yeah, we see Michael motioning over Andrews, really dialing up a play, and he fires deep. He had Andrews wide open. I feel like, look,
I would have taken the Andrews corner as well. You're correct. Take the first down, guaranteed. You almost get yourself in guaranteed field goal range while also chewing clock.
Yeah, while also letting that clock run. You're testing Josh Dobbs to make a throw 50 yards down the field. I feel like you gotta make a 20-yard throw. This is a huge 3rd down here for Dallas to stay alive. He's gonna hit that crosser Shaheed again.
He went away from the angle. He saw the route going towards the sideline. I don't even think Michael was looking at the sideline. He had his eyes locked in on that route the whole time. Matt goes away for a second, pass complete, 1st down. Time keeps running.
Yeah, Dameon Pierce back in the game. No gain there on 1st down. You see Michael doing what I would agree with, just that 1st down run, make that Excel clock do its thing. And then he goes to a 2nd down run here to A-Chain. And wow, the outside run that Matt Kennedy said he was going to stop. He gets another big run. Look at the yards, 11 carries for 87 yards here for Devon A-Chain. An absolute monster day for him when you add his receiving volume as well. Wow, Dobbs, that's a touchdown.
Oh, his corner didn't animate. That is unfortunate. Yeah, the high ball. But what you were talking about earlier, 96 speed, Devon A-Chain with evasive ability. I don't even think that's conservative football when you're giving him the ball. I think that's smart football. He's the best player on your field, and he's making guys miss left and right.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a heartbreaker, though, for Dallas. I mean, look.
You got to keep trying. You can't give up yet. You got to try to score very quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just got to start throwing stuff up and, hoping, you're down 3 scores. That's kind of all you have, and Michael knows that. He's playing cover 4 here. We'll see if he can win. He's got that press coverage off the line. Wow, McBride, a misfire there from Hurts.
Wow.
It was honestly underthrown.
It was.
And it was lucky there for Matt Kennedy that It ended up being there for McBride, and he hits McBride again. Okay, Dallas is getting down the field quickly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that touchdown grab from the Chargers. I'm not saying that should have been picked, but it certainly shouldn't have been caught. And that's what you see on Sim next season. It will be on competitive mode, so that should be incomplete.
I
That's
get
just
what
a
you're saying, but as someone, I just want to preface this for anyone watching, people who've been complaining this year. There are some extra animations that you get with sim mode, but even when it's competitive mode, Matt will attest to this, I will attest to this as well. In MUT, those same high balls, they're just caught. The corners don't animate. This is a Madden 26 thing. And yeah, Matt got unlucky there. He's able to score a touchdown, making it 2 possessions again. If he might just kick the extra point or he might go for 2. I'm not sure. But yeah, sim mode has some extra features, but corners not animating, that is not one of them. That is a Madden 26 feature altogether.
he's gonna kick it to keep the viewership
Smart decision. Keep it a
engaged.
2 possession game.
Well, he has to get he has to get 2 2 point conversions at some point. You know, it's not like I feel like you'd rather know what you need, where you either need to get the ball twice or 3 times. Wow, he tries to get the onside. He
Uh,
doesn't get the kick 10 yards. Yeah, that's a good drive there by Matt, but now he's kind of like there's 3.5 minutes left. Michael can't you clock for another like 2 plays or so, but yeah, he comes out in the split T formation that we've seen Michael do every once in a while. That's a big sack there
Bad
on Dobbs.
decision there, especially the play action. He lets the pressure come in instantly, similar to the pressure Michael has been able to get on Matt when he comes out of play action. The pressure is coming in instantly. He might have just knocked himself out of field goal range.
Yeah, we see A-chain handoff. There's the best 2 Dallas defensive snaps of the night. You just looked at them. 3rd and 19 here. You have to get a stop. You can't let him get 10 yards. We'll see if Matt can do that. As there's a crosser, Shaheed.
Oh,
Man, oh man, Shaheed is just so clutch, and this is going to be field goal range here for Michael. He's going to kick it. He's going to make it a 3-score game, and if it's good, I mean, this thing is pretty much done and dusted, barring onside kicks and basically a total miracle. But yeah, this Dallas
it is
defense just
through.
can't. The Dallas defense just can't make a play. They just haven't been able to make a play tonight. You can't give up 48 points and expect to win a football game. Matt's
Yeah,
last drive was probably the best one he's had all day, but like I wish he had more drives like that where he was, attacking the defense down the field. It just seems like Matt was playing a bit scared today.
yeah, he's had a couple uncharacteristic forced errors, interceptions. But yeah, I would agree that was his most impressive drive. Michael knew he had to pass it the whole way down, and he was still able to go right down the field and score. Uh, we'll just say for the entertainment of the stream, this is still a game. We know it's 19 points, but Matt's got to get a quick touchdown and get an onside kick here.
And then get another quick touchdown, and then get another
Another onside kick.
and then get another
Crazier
touchdown,
things have
and then
happened.
yeah, the Cardinals did choke that game IRL. So wow, what in the world? How is that not caught? How is that even?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I apologize to any viewers who may be Cardinals fans for that stray there, but we'll move on here. Let's see.
Yeah, Hurts taken down there, 3rd and 12. I mean, it just seems like
Behind that,
Dallas.
I would say he just has to force that down the field. He might pass lead down to get it away from the safety, but taking that sack there is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember off the top of my head who the other receivers on this team are that aren't Brandon Cooks because they
It's
just don't.
Brandon Cooks, it's Jacoby Myers, and it's Rondell Moore.
Yeah, and Myers and more. I mean, they just don't get open. And they're Michael, for some reason, brought a man coverage blitz. It felt like
That
he
was not
had that
expecting that.
throw. He had that throw deep down the sideline. It feels like Hurts 4th and 12. Dallas's season on the line here. We'll see if Hurts has any magic left in him. Hurts drifting back, fires across the field, and that one is gonna be caught by
Of
Myers.
course.
He says, "Come on, don't disrespect me. I'm gonna catch that." But it'll be a turnover on downs here. The Chargers are probably gonna run this 3 times and hoist the banner.
Michael, he's not kneeling out yet. But yeah, Matt's strength of his offense is keeping a balanced run and pass attack. The opponent doesn't know what's coming almost in any situation. But now, given these last few drives where you know he has to pass, it becomes a lot more difficult, especially with this really potent pass rush that we've seen displayed from start to finish, basically.
Yeah, and I think the play of the game, he might not win Super Bowl MVP, but the biggest play in this game was Nick Bolton
I
and
agree.
that pick, because Matt had the
The
game
user
script in
early
his
on.
favor. He had the game script in his favor, and then he got behind. And when you're behind, you have to throw. You have to play catch up mode, and you're not gonna win a shootout with Michael. I've seen it so much in this league. Everyone tries. Nobody wins.
That is not
So
how you beat Michael. You have to go against the grain. You will not beat Michael at his own game, not in this league.
you have to control the clock, and you have to get one or two critical stops, and
Absolutely.
that's how you win. And Matt was not able to control the clock. He had to play catch up mode, and he couldn't get a stop to save his life. So that's how you see the Chargers here, not just winning, but winning big. And it's good here for my pick'em. I'll say, yeah, your
Yeah.
pick'em was wrong. Yeah, you
It
choked.
absolutely was wrong.
Uh,
I was at least hoping for a close game for the entertainment of the stream. But like you were talking about earlier, I'm not sure if it was in the back of Matt's mind with how explosive this Chargers offense was, or just the pressure of the Super Bowl. But it seems like he went against his philosophy even early on, forcing some uncharacteristic throws downfield instead of sticking to the
Yeah.
running game and the checkdowns, especially with the pressure that Michael was presenting. And it just led to a big deficit that he wasn't able to ever overcome.
Absolutely. I'm still in awe that he forced that ball down the seam into double coverage. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like that's just like a terrible throw. It just can't happen. And we will see Matt Kennedy stay winless in the modern CKFL league. Michael with his first banner of Madden 26.
26.
He won
I'm sure everyone's
three.
stoked that Michael is our first Super Bowl champion of season 1. I'm sure no one has any complaints about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure last year with his 3 Super Bowl titles, this year
Very
getting
entertaining.
getting on the board first. I mean, it's a very unpredictable result here for our fan base.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
We apologize in the booth. I apologize because my partner here, him winning would have been predictable too. But it's on me. It's on Matt. It's on everyone else in the playoffs who choked. That's why Michael keeps winning. He doesn't choke. He doesn't make dumb reads. That's why he put up 48 points on Matt Kennedy. And I'm just shocked because it felt like, I mean, you look at this completion percentage, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, 15 of 16. Wow.
15 of 16.
A perfect game, basically.
Matt Kennedy was thrown off his game all day. And it really surprises me because Matt Kennedy historically has done very well against Michael. He beat Michael in the regular season. He's beaten Michael in the playoffs last year. He's beaten Michael in the regular season last year. It felt like Matt was Michael's kryptonite, but today Michael had all the answers. And why is that? We're going to have a lot of discussions here.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to use the words exactly. I am almost positive Matt has claimed, even just recently, these last few days, to be Michael's kryptonite. But that is not what we saw this game. We saw it in the past last year, man. But this might be a new Michael. This might be a new Matt. It might have just been an off day for Matt or an on game for Michael. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, 48-29 final score. Brutal to Matt, brutal to the viewers who wanted to see a good game or Michael not win.
It was okay. The game was okay. It wasn't.
There was some action. There was definitely, there was some turnovers, some great touchdowns. So there was definitely action. Just not a close end result, unfortunately.
Yeah, Matt Kennedy, we hear you getting back in the call here.
I'm here.
Tough one for you today.
Yes, sir.
What do you think went wrong for this team?
I think honestly, it would have been really tough to beat him in the X and the O's. I think this is the Super Bowl, and you just have to win with star power. And I think tonight we showed the world that the Cowboys don't have enough star power to really at least match either Achan's speed in the secondary. I think our corners definitely got torched. There was a intentional grounding in the third quarter, or I think second quarter late. And essentially what happened was just Shaheed, sideline to sideline, Achane, sideline to sideline. You know, it's not just Michael, who's obviously a great player unanimously, but just I feel like when you give him those kind of players, I'm not going to say Andrews did a whole lot, or obviously his quarterback. I mean, that's something that I think down the road could be a problem later if we give him a speedy tight end or whatever. I think it's just, you know, some speed on his receivers. I think it's just Achane, great defenders he has. Sauce Gardner overpowered my receivers. I just think that we need a receiver here in Dallas. We're going to go out there and draft one. You know, it's kind of cringe, but I compare to the real Cleveland Browns. We don't really have that many receivers. Judy kind of counts, just kind of how Cooks kind of counts. But besides that, that's really it. So, I mean, we got to go out there and get some more talent in this football team. But aside from that, I mean, we kind of competed, but the game did get away from us from some mistakes, game script. You know, kudos to Mike. Great game to him.
Yeah, and I guess I'll follow up here as a question. Michael looked almost unbeatable this game, as we saw on display, but he has lost this year, and he's also been in some close games. He actually lost to you earlier in the regular season at the end here, 38-21, as well as some close one-possession games against Nate, the Bills user, and Pat, the Ravens user. So he is beatable. Like I said, you also beat him as well, not just last man, but this man as well. Do you think, where do you think things sort of went off the rails? Was it after the Nick Bolton early interception? Do you think that sort of made the game script go awry from what you were planning on doing? Or are you just sort of banking on just not having enough firepower from stars?
I think it's it's a combination of both. I mean, we obviously threw two bad picks, arguably three. I think the third one was more just a great lurk and just a low trajectory throw on that open green grass I wanted Sampson to have. But I think also when you really think about it, there was a little bit of a glimmer of hope when it was just the end of the third quarter, first seconds of the fourth quarter. I was down by 16 points. We got the 2-point conversion. We just couldn't get a stop. And I think it's not only a testament to, this game as franchise and Super Bowl and this game versus the Chargers, but I think ultimately what it was when you take his backup quarterback, Josh Dobbs, and we still can't get a stop, it does speak volumes as well to really, you're beating the user. You're trying to get a stop from the mind of your opponent. And I think we just were unable to get a stop in Madden. And I definitely made mistakes myself, but I think ultimately it really comes down to we couldn't get a stop as a defensive unit. And in Madden, it is tough because, in order to have good switch stick zones, you can't blitz too many people. And so when you try to get pressure from those four people, and we couldn't get it tonight, I think that really was the end-all, be-all. We didn't really have maybe more than one sack tonight. The grounding counted as a sack, kind of. But, I just feel like when you look at the scoreboard, 48 points, I mean, we can't really give anything to the defense in this game. I'll give it in the previous three games versus you, Kyler. Holding Mill Road, only 14 points in the Vikings. And obviously, Trevor Lawrence and Jahmyr Gibbs aren't that easy for the NFC Championship for the Panthers. But, I just feel like the defense did its job all year, just not tonight. And this game is just so difficult on so many amounts. When you see me lose by 19 points, I definitely had a bad game, but it just shows you how hard this football game really is. And, I lost fair and square. He had a backup quarterback. We still couldn't win the game. Kudos to Mike and a great season he had tonight for season 8.
And I would just say I actually played Michael in 2 Super Bowls last year. Both were close games. One time I was able to beat him mainly off of a late game switch stick, but the other time, actually both games, even though I won one of them, the pressure of the Super Bowl, even just in the playoffs in general, it becomes a lot. And sometimes you make uncharacteristic decisions offensively and defensively, and you go away from what was getting you in these great situations, winning games in the regular season. And yeah, it just becomes a lot. And especially when you get down later in the game against a great team, it just sort of unravels play after play. So definitely a tough spot to be in after the start of the game. And yeah, just unfortunate it wasn't able to be a little bit closer.
Yeah. Yeah, and, the last thing I'll say before Mike can speak, he deserves his time for the winner, but, my last big thing is just really, I still am proud of what Brandon Cooks did. He had a great first drive for us. We put points on the board. I think this team is not going to regress, which is what matters. The O-line, I think, still stayed strong. You're going to get sacked 2 or 3 times inevitably by Byron Young. The other guy he has, Jalen Walker. Obviously, Michael got some good draft gems. Sauce Gardner, A-Chan, I think is just worth the moon. These are the things that you have to pick as a franchise. I think that, I don't mind McBride, but looking back, I wish I drafted someone different than him. I think he didn't make an impact for me. Obviously with how good he is, he counts almost as a receiver. And it gives you an extra, player we can count on in the receiving game at route tech and other abilities versus man-to-man, whatever, mismatches. But I think really our utilization of picks, we have a well-rounded team, but I don't think we have those sexy players that I think I wanted to have down the road. Maybe we'll see, years 3, 4, 5, but I think ultimately, we got to get a few more DevOps in this team. But also, it sparks a debate, gentlemen, before we go to Mike here. Are abilities making the impact you want it to in this game, or do you think it's probably one of the most well-balanced ability Maddens for the ability era of Madden since Madden 20 on? Is this one of the more ability-balanced Madden games you guys have seen?
Yeah, I will say as someone who plays MUT, I know the meta with the double or nothing and the El Toro and instant rebate, that's great for the pass rush. But as far as catching and breaking tackles and stuff like that, I don't think abilities have really been necessary this year. I think the way Madden 26 plays, whether it's sim or comp, I don't really think it makes a difference. Offense is just so hard to stop, especially with jump ball animations downfield.
I feel like the abilities aren't that bad. I wish that pick artists and the safeties, I think they jumped a bit better last year. I think that this year it's a bit harder to jump and get user picks, and I think I'm still trying to make that adjustment based on where I'm putting my user on the field. But I think that I've seen a lot less from Season 1 about abilities being overpowered, but we're going to play more seasons, and we're going to really figure out just how good Tank is, just how good, deep KOs are, or the route KOs on man. That'll all come with time.
Yeah, sure. And, now we want to give Mike a chance here. We can go and get Mike in the call here. He'll be getting probably a 2-in-1 payment here. I owe him now $50. 25 from the last Super Bowl and now 25 now. He will definitely get a free controller now from Coach K. But Mike, I'm not sure if you're there, man. Good game to you, and over to the commentators.
Yeah, I'll start it off here. Michael, you actually had a rough start, not for too long, but at the very beginning, you let Matt go down and score a touchdown, and then a couple overthrows by Joe Milton forces you to kick 3, a 7-3 deficit to start. Were you worried at that point before you got the interception by Nick Bolton, or were you still in a place where you had all the confidence in the world that you were going to find a way to win the game?
I was kind of nervous. So the thing is that I had to get the field goal there. It was either I get a touchdown, which I don't mind. I've done that multiple times, but I'm realizing, I get the ball back at half, and I feel like that was an advantage for me for this game because, Matt always has to think, oh, yeah, he's going to get ball at half, And every time I receive the ball, that's why those games are close, because I feel like I make a mistake one time, and then, or it's just they have better time possession, so it's always a close game. That's why the Bills game was close, Ravens game, because I received the ball first, and I feel like getting it to third was an advantage because Matt has to go down the field. I go down the field, and I messed up. I forgot. I think I was supposed to get a touchdown, but I got screwed over. So, I was like, okay, I got to get the field goal here because if I give him the ball back, he's going to go down 14-0. So I'm like, might as well get the field goal. And then defense, I get him on a third down, and I just do my cover 3 play, and it just worked out perfectly. I had Bolton, I was going to switch stick, but I stayed on him, and that's how I got the interception.
Yeah, and Brett, you and we were talking about this all game. It really comes down to a huge part of this game, Madden or real life game script. And Michael was talking about whether getting ball at first or getting the ball to start the second half, that really changes your mindset. And even with that, the added pressure of being in a Super Bowl, it can really force you, or not force you, but make you force some uncharacteristic throws, completely change what you've been doing all season. And sometimes when that happens, you get a result like this.
Yeah, and I just got to say, what do you have to say about your backup quarterback, Josh Dobbs, coming in for the second half? He throws 15 out of 16 completions.
Yeah. So,
anything to say about your backup's performance?
It's amazing. Like, I had him, all this year, and he's come in sometimes because Milton would get rocked. And Dobbs has done amazing. Like, he's won some big games. And especially for this game, I think just with, Milton and Dobbs having like a similar overall, they're both still really great. I think Dobbs really just, he really saved me there because, if I have a different quarterback, I feel like I could have lost. I played with Dobbs a little bit before, so I had a feeling. Milton, I was kind of disappointed he never came back. But, Dobbs, the only throw he missed was that throw to, Pickens when he was burning. But, either way, he was making Dobbs like back and forth and back and forth. But, he really saved the game, I believe. So did Andrews. He made a lot of big plays that game. And, Matt was like, cover the tight end. It doesn't really work. It's hard to cover Mark Andrews. He's going everywhere. He's fast. He's old. But, he's still going to be he might actually downgrade, but hopefully he's still, a superstar after this dev down. But, he was doing a lot. So was Achane. He got abilities. He broke a tackle. He was doing really good this game too. And Achane's going to stay a superstar next season, and he might be 99 soon. And that's what we love to see.
Yeah, it's just so exciting for the rest of the league. I'm sure everyone's just so thrilled.
Yeah, and I just want to point out really quick, I'm seeing the chat here, and I think I mentioned it in stream before and maybe once after the game, but I have to say it again. I really don't think the results would have been differently, playoffs and Super Bowl, whether it was on sim or comp. I think the best player won, and I think the same players last year were the same players this year in the playoffs. And there are some plays that are a little different when sim, like some extra catching animations or broken tackles. But Madden 26 is an offensive game in general, whether it's on sim or comp. So I don't think it's Mickey Mouse at all. Am I a little bit upset that it was a blowout and Michael won? Yes. But do I think it's because it was on sim? No, absolutely not. Matt beat me fair and square. He beat Keanu and then Champ, and he was able to get to the Super Bowl. And the same thing goes with Michael and his path. I think this is how it was going to be no matter what. And like I said, some things happen throughout the season, but I think this is about the end result you're going to get no matter what. And we will be changing the comp for year 2, and excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think that the only game that was kind of like not really controlled by Michael was his game against the Bills, his game against Nate. Nate had a really good chance to win that game.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask you, Michael, what were you thinking in that game against Buffalo when you need to play late in the game and your guys make that? What's going through your mind in that moment, and how did it really propel you to winning the AFC Championship and then winning the Super Bowl in dominant fashion?
So the Bills, that's Nate. I played him before last in Coach Kennedy's Madden 25 league, and I honestly destroyed him. But now when I faced him, I thought it was going to be, not the hardest matchup, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, he was doing a lot of plays I never knew. He was doing a lot of pass plays I couldn't defend. I think he also ran the ball a lot, and that's what got to me. My run defense hasn't been the best this year. My pass defense has been much better, but, for Bills, I couldn't really get a stop half the game. I had to, continue passing. He received the ball first, and that's, I think what gave him a big boost already. He, received the ball first, and, it came down to when, his quarterback just threw it one step before it was. I think it was 10x. He overthrew it. He threw it too far, and Smith got an interception, and we had the game from there. But it was kind of just a bailout. But it's more of, I think me receiving the ball first. Also just not playing someone like him in a long time really affected the outcome because I didn't know his strategy, and a lot of people know my strategy because they have to view my gameplay due to my high complexity offense. I'm scoring so much points, and my defense is all right, but I'm still trying to improve that. But during this Dallas game, it was amazing, and I think just winning the Bills game gave me a lot of momentum for the Ravens game.
Yeah, and I think I'll just go back to Matt because you had the lead, and yeah, you gave up the touchdown, but what really made you go away from running the ball? I feel like you got here through controlling the clock, running the ball, and that's how you've beaten Michael in the past. So what really made you change your game plan? Did you just want to change things up, or was it just throwing the pick and it kind of rattled you and it kind of caused a ripple effect of plays in the future that kind of made you force the ball into bad situations?
Yeah, I think really a lot of the third pick on the wheel route where he had the last two picks actually were what's his name, the safety Nubin. The last two were Nubin, but I think the third throw I threw the seam way too late. Definitely not underneath the deep blue. That was really the first two were bad throws. I honestly think that managing the game obviously is my strength. And when you go away from that, obviously it's very difficult to come back. I think that also it does change the way I view my players and my personnel and the players I have for star power. You don't have, 6'4" Moss to throw the ball down the sideline, try to catch up here and score 10 points in, 2 minutes. And I just feel like, honestly, it's the interceptions that was the turning point in this game. And I think people just have to learn from it and just saying that, turnovers are everything in football. I think that, it goes to fielding in baseball, free throws in basketball. You can't turn the ball over in football. We did it 3 times tonight. We had a lot of good hit sticks against Mike. Maybe 1 or 2 good interception looks, just could not get any turnovers ourselves. And so I think that really is the turning point in the game. And, so that's really your answer, Brett. Yep.
And I remember that play on Michael's first drive. He had Milton scramble out of the pocket, and you laid a big hit on him, and we thought that ball could have popped out. Yep. And that really could have changed the game if that became a fumble. So you definitely had your chances, but no stops came your way. I guess just to kind of wrap it up, I mean, Michael's now profited $100 from playing in the Coach K football league. So we'll see. Yep. We'll see how long it takes for him to get his gift card this time. But it's always fun.
It's gonna be this week. Trust me, it's gonna be this week for sure. But Mike, you'll be able. Mike. Go ahead.
I was just going to say my quick final thoughts here before we start wrapping things up. I was just going to say, for people who haven't been in one of these Super Bowls yet, sometimes if you play Mutt or other franchises where you're in really big games and there's a lot of stakes on the line, if you haven't been in those games before, it's really hard to replicate that effect of how it changes and affects what you have been doing to get to that point. And whether you're the favorite, the underdog, it's an even matchup. It can really turn things awry from what you would usually expect. And it's a really tough spot to be in. And sometimes you rise to the occasion. Sometimes you get unlucky. There's a multitude of factors that go into play there. But unfortunate result there. But I am excited for going into year 2. We have the draft. We have free agency. Probably tons of trades on the way, and should be pretty entertaining here.
Yeah, we're gonna do it right now. Yeah.
So we can check live here for a couple.
Yeah,
of
I'm on the stream.
franchises.
Yeah, I'm on the stream right now. What I'll probably do, gentlemen, is I'll probably host this segment here. I'm going to leave the call. I want to say, first of all, we're going to do 5 minutes here of going over retirements and my dev downs. Everything else will be covered through the Discord chat, or you can join the voice chat within our own Discord, not for the YouTube stream. I'm going to show as a franchise series. Any Mutt fans watching, I appreciate you guys watching our content tonight for the franchise crossover at Ultimate Team. It's a really fun league and all that stuff. Again, thanks to Brett, thanks to Kyler for donating donating their time and their night here Monday night. They came and watching them.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and good game to Mike and all that stuff. We're gonna sign off here for the commentators here, and again, we appreciate you, gentlemen. Thanks so much. Take care. All right, so there's that. We are now in the audio only, so Coach K now will take over. We can put the face cam now back on because now it's pretty much a professional stream over, for the commentary part. So again, good game. I had headphones in the whole time for obviously no cheating and stuff like that for listening to the audio or watching, Mike's stream, whatever. I was just focusing on the game myself. I mean, the score literally says, also that I didn't cheat or whatever. So, good game to Mike. We could not win, guys, in the YouTube stream. I apologize. It's tough, man. Franchise is tough against these great users. Obviously there's no, super ultra mutt cheese, but it's still very competitive, very hard to get a stop, but also it's, it goes both ways because, it's not like you can, run one formation the whole game or, one play the whole game or two plays the whole game. So offense is limited too, but we're going to sim here and see some of the stuff in the off. We have to franchise tag Fred Warner because sadly he was very red, and I wasn't going to give him $40 million a year because the cap would have been screwed for the whole franchise. So let's just see some stuff here. So the first thing is definitely retirements. That's the first thing we care about. Anything that's like weird. Calais Campbell, Laken Tomlinson, CJ Ham, Tunsil, decent tackle there. Stafford was only a 1-year guy. Keenan Allen, Eric Armstead, Darius Slay is gone. Demario Davis was a 1 and out. Dang, he was an X factor. 1 and out last year. It was 2 and out. So sadly this year, if you draft him only a 1 and out. Trent Williams, Hayward, good, not bad, but 1 year and out there for the Saints. Wow, Saints had all these old guys. Holy smokes. Slay. Eddie Jackson there, the veteran for Washington. Leonard Floyd, Hubbard, Cox, Troy Hill. I remember he was a Brown in real life. Hankins, Matt Prater's gone. Stephon Gilmore, Bobby Wagner is gone for 1 year for the Packers there. Zeitler, Kelsey is gone after 1 year for the Packers. Wow. Odell Beckham's gone for the Falcons there. That's all you're going to get out of them from Kyler and the Falcons. Taysom Hill, Aguilar is gone. Anything for our wow, there's a lot of retirees. Holy crap. Thomas Morstad, Cam Jordan, Thielen, Andrews, Mercedes Lewis. Wow. For that, okay, that's expected to be fair. Khalif Raymond, Andy Dalton, Sam Ego. I don't even know who that guy was. He was a backup for something. But yeah, nothing crazy for us, thank God. Crazy. But we are a younger team. Robert Woods, Zach Ertz, Von Miller, Conklin is not bad. He's gone for that tackle help there for KC. Geno Smith is gone. Harrison Smith is gone for the Chargers. Wow, 1 and done for his safety help. Poyer is gone. Raheem Mostert, small species, is gone for the Bucks. Xavier Howard, gone. Any power he had. Rob Havenstein, Javon Hargrave, not super. Wow. Javon Hargrave is not really that bad in real life in impact. Aaron Rodgers is gone, but to be fair, quarterback was Penix anyway. Levante David is someone like Demario Davis, really good overall abilities. Could you get 2 years out of him? No, it's always only 1 year. Kendricks, Khalil Mack, not bad for impact, but gone. La'el Collins, Beecham, John Jenkins, Singletary, almost done here. Tashawn Gibson, all these guys are pretty much expected. Michael Carter, Okay, these are all free agents. So all of these, no one would have really wanted anyway. So that is it. Nothing crazy for us. We do have the 31st pick in this draft. Obviously, we're already thinking receiver. I think that most teams, in all honesty, like, weekly awards, not really. Oh, wow. We actually did have a sack in the Super Bowl. Wow. 1 sack, Fowler. Nice. Samson, dude, he's just a baller, man. He's going to be really good for us. Only 20 years old. He's going to be good for us. Upgrade players here. Anything for us at all here for upgrading our players here? Definitely a lot, but it's all backups. So I'm just going to do auto. They'll upgrade where they see fit. They're all upgrade. They're all backups. We might be able to sim one more. We do see Dev Downs in this screen sim. So the one thing I'll say in this league, for anyone still there, we appreciate you in this franchise stream. The one thing I'll say in this franchise stream is we literally have it where we have developments like star dev, normal dev, X Factor, superstar. We have it where you have a chance to have them dev down. And we have that as a chance to keep the league fun, because if you don't have that setting on, once you have abilities, you have them forever. Unless they have it for age regression, which is obviously like you're like older, you lose it because of age. But the problem is with this league being so smart, and I don't want to say so sweaty, but like it's definitely a good league. You're going to have a lot of like, probably 20 plus coaches who like know what they're doing. And so in franchise, and so you can easily have players who get superstar, X Factor, and you get those, devs from like training, luck training, from getting the league award, which would be right here, right there, the top performers. Tua gets a dev up. Barkley already has X Factor, but Jalen Wright's going to get a dev up. Like, you can get dev ups from, like, stats. You can get dev ups from awards. Dev ups from, like, other stuff. So, like, if we had it where we didn't do dev downs, then people could have an all-ability offense, all-ability defense, and if not all abilities, at least 8 out of the 11 have abilities on offense, 8 out of the defense. It's just an ability fest everywhere. What we have is pretty damn balanced. So I am worried about Fred Warner here. Let's see what's going to go. So let's see right now on my lineup. Did anyone get dev down? So no one I saw here, unless it's not this, sim screen, but it looks like everyone on my team is still star dev for offensive linemen. Dev ups already happened, so you're not going to get any dev ups. On defense, is Warner still X Factor? He is. No one got dev down, unless it's not going to be this sim, which it could be the case. So we're going to see, if the dev downs happened yet. Let me check right now. So it looks like it might be the next sim. Okay, we are going to go ahead and sim in the next one, and stuff like that. So thanks for everyone still watching here. Let's go ahead now so we went over retirements. That's fair. Nothing happened for dev down yet. So let's go into the next week. Hopefully this is it. If not, then it has to be delayed for another stream, or I'll tell you guys later. But so the first thing is 2 players to negotiate. Fred Warner. Are we able to franchise tag him? Wait, last chance? Why can't I franchise tag him here? Am I unable to franchise tag him? I kind of wanted to franchise tag him, but yeah, I mean, there's really no one else I really wanted. Everyone else is, yeah, not going to make my team anymore. But yeah, I mean, we can try an offer here because we got to do something here. So let's try. Jesus Christ. It's the last offer we submitted. I mean, I definitely want to keep him. I don't think he's going to regress to the... Well, I really want to tag him, dude. Yeah, I mean, this might be it. Nothing changed yet. 2025 season recap. What in the news? Yeah, I don't know. My YouTube chat has been glitching, so I'm not ignoring anyone in the YouTube chat. But for some reason, my chat is glitched. I could pull up on my phone, I guess, but on my computer, I can't see any of the chat right now. So that's why I didn't respond to any comments right now. I don't want to be ignoring you guys. But let me know. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to try here. I mean, I don't want to lose him. He does make a lot of plays for me. So we're going to have to just do... We're going to have to do a very friendly player offer and give him a little bit more here. I mean, we have to pay him. So yeah, free agency there. Now, can I tag him? I can. Good. Okay. So if I tag him, oh, this is a no-brainer. Come on. 1 year, 15 million? Yes. Boom. And that's why you tag him. Because we also see how regression happens, and you can tag a player up to 3 times max. It's, I think, 3 times max. So for 15 million, so worth it to have Fred Warner on your team. So worth it. And sadly, you only get 1 tag a year. That's all I need, Fred Warner. It's because his thing is red. His thing is red. So people should have saw it in the chat. So yeah, so he is staying with us next, which is huge. Let's see if I have any dev downs here. So let's go to my adjust lineup. Did we get any dev downs? Nothing on offense. Nothing on defense. But again, we got these 2 superstars from training. That may go down. Go to league, then league history. So, oh yeah, that's what JCam wants. So yeah, there it is right there. The season recap right there. MVP Milroe in his rookie year. Coach of the year with the tight ends for getting the 1 seed in the AFC. Offensive player of the year, Chargers, Achane, shocker. Trenton Simpson for the Falcons. Defensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year, halfback DJ Giddens. Defensive rookie of the year, Edgerrin Cooper, Falcons. Great year for the Falcons. Josh Dobbs, backup quarterback, Super Bowl MVP is crazy. And then Chargers win their first this year, but now he's a 4-time champion out of the 8 years. Mike's a good player. And then, like I said, let's see what this is right here, the storyline. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this yet, so let's just see what this says. And then we'll probably end the stream, guys, but we really appreciate you guys. Go out there and enjoy Monday Night Football. See if the Bills come back. I'm going to say we run the ball. I'm going to say running inside or getting outside the tackles. Nice. That's my offensive coordinator, I think, Tucker Austin. All right. So I think so there it is, tagged. Breaking news. We franchise tagged Warner for 1 year. We cannot sim yet because people need the last chance to franchise tag anyone. You have that right. And I think we'll probably give you 12 hours. I mean, if you have a shift right now, third shift, we have to respect that. But that's the next. But besides that, guys, we're out of here. 2-hour stream. I appreciate you guys. It was a lot of fun and, stuff like that. In the Super Bowl, we lost, but it's still a fun league. So it's not always about winning, it's about having fun. We definitely have fun this year. And, we still have 4 more seasons to go all the way, or at least deep playoff runs. Franchise is a lot of fun. If you missed my ultimate team stream, go watch it. I went over all the most feared cards, my team, my coins, my progress report. Tomorrow and Wednesday is definitely more MUT gameplay. We'll go from there, guys. Take care. I appreciate you watching my channel. Bye-bye.